Working harder and taking massive action is actually delaying your manifestation. All the productivity hacks that you have been chasing is the reason why your manifestation is not in your physical reality. And it took me 735 days of my life, hundreds and thousands of dollars, and eight strategies to learn this. And when I learned and embody what I'm going to share with you, I received my annual income in a weekend. I manifested a 22-room mansion while I was living in one-bedroom flat in Greater London. And not only that, I created a global brand, the Platinum CEO. Hey, I'm Anam Hayat. I'm the go-to mentor for corporate executives in the boardroom and visionary entrepreneurs. When it comes to taking a lot of action, when you're taking a lot of action, what you're really doing is you are so attached to your manifestation and you are trying to control how it's going to happen. And the biggest lie that we have been told is when you work harder, you achieve greater results. When you do more, you have more. This is not true. In fact, when you be more, you have more. And doing more is delaying what you can achieve and manifest a lot faster. How does it actually work? So if you are somebody who is constantly wondering, am I doing enough? You're looking for the productivity hacks, or you have this endless to-do list chasing you while you feel exhausted, you really need to hear this, because after this experience, you will never feel or question if you're doing enough. The key to understand in manifestation is that you have an income ceiling. You are currently programmed to attract a certain amount of number in your bank account every single month. Now, until you upgrade that number and change your income ceiling, whether you work hard or less or more, no matter what you do, it will always come down to that number. So it's not the action that is transmuting into result, but it's what your program is set at. In fact, when you are working too hard or when you're trying to do too many things, what you're really doing is you are diluting your magic. You are diluting your focus and attention. So, for instance, if there is one thing that you can do today that can be a masterpiece, that can be the greatest thing that you give your heart and soul and all your creative juice and your intelligence and all the magic that you have, the spark, and you really focus on that, and you really focus it on making it the greatest thing that ever existed on the face of this planet, and you really come from the place that I am creating a masterpiece. This is it. This is my best work, right? Versus you're like, I'm going to do 10 things today, and by the time you get to the third or fourth, you're already trying to get it, you're already getting exhausted, and you're already feeling like, I just need to get them done. I just need to get them done. And when you have this feeling that I just need to get it done, you are not in that state and you're not in your zone of genius. You're not in your magical state. You do not have that magic that is unexplained. You can't put number or definition to it, but that's the thing that's making that thing extraordinary. So if I give you an example, think of your favorite music artist and think of your favorite song, like your all-time favorite song. When you listen to it, you go crazy, like you feel like you're in cloud nine, right? When you are listening to it, that is just one song and it's just taking your breath away. It's just making you feel out of this world. And that singer has channeled that song from their heart, from their soul. You can feel their energy, you can feel their frequency. It's coming from them, it's flowing like a river. It's so natural. It's almost like God is operating through them. That vibration, that frequency is just taking a breath away. But that song in itself is a masterpiece. Now, that singer doesn't have to sing 20 songs to have that experience for you. It's just that one song. Okay. While you may say, okay, but I want to practice more. Great, you want to practice, but it doesn't mean that you want to keep just doing so many things that you lose that spark for that one thing that you can create as a masterpiece. So let me give you another example. In my YouTube channel, right? If I say to myself, I want to create 20 videos in one day, or I want to create 10 videos, right? Whatever number, like big number that I put on, and I say the more I hustle, the harder I try, the more I do, the more result I'll get. Now, if somebody's watching that video, right, they would watch it and they would feel my exhaustion. They would feel like I'm not operating at my peak. They would feel like I'm just doing it because I need to get it done, because I've been told the harder I work, the more I do, the more I get, the more I can impact people, the more I can receive, the more people will watch it. But versus me trying to do 10, if I say, I'm just going to do one video today, but that video is going to be a masterpiece. That video is going to have my heart and soul. That video will move people because I am feeling that deep within me. That in that video, I'm going to share my greatest value, right? And then whoever watches that video, they'll feel it because they'll feel my frequency, because every action that you do has a frequency underneath it. So that video can go viral, or that video can be watched by a lot of people who might even tell their friends, or who might share it with other people, or who might watch it over and over again. Versus if I do the 10 videos in that day and none of them really land because I'm quite tired, I'm just trying to get it over and done with, I just have to do this because attracting money means suffering and working hard, then not even one of them would land with people. So what's the point of those 20 videos which don't have the weight of that one that I can do, and that can be a masterpiece? So this lie that we have been told in the productivity industry, that the more we do, the more we receive, no. It's about the more you be, the more you receive. So who are you being when you're doing that? What is your identity? What is your belief about yourself, which underpins your frequency? How are you feeling when you're doing that? How are you seeing yourself? What kind of energy are you coming from? Are you creating the greatest masterpiece ever existed, or are you creating that conveyor belt experience? So if you think of like the car Ford, which is in fact most of the cars, but if you look of like Ford, it's created on conveyor belt. Like there are so many cars just constantly being created. But if you think of like Rolls-Royce, it takes 6 months for Rolls-Royce to create that car, right? They do everything with the precision of like making it so good and making it so beautiful and taking care of every aspect. You can customize it. You can put like a really star like as top at the top of it. You can do so many things with it. You can choose your leather seats. But that car is a masterpiece. So when it goes on the road, you feel it, you see it. Right? So this is the difference between creating the masterpiece versus producing on the conveyor belt. So when you start to see yourself as a masterpiece, when you realize that, in fact, you doing less will help you focus on that one thing where you will really give your love, your overflowing creative juice, your heart, your soul. You will channel all the purest divine power that you have got. You will also start to receive downloads because you're not in an exhaustive state. You're feeling inspired, you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling able to receive, right? That's when that one thing will be more powerful than the 10 things that you're going to do. So what I realized was, when I was looking for the perfect strategy, I tried 8 different strategies, and I thought the more strategies I try, the more I do, the faster I'm going to manifest because I'm doing more, right? I'm getting exhausted. I'm working so hard. But what I realized was, it's not even about the strategy. It's not about doing more. It's who you are when you're doing it. So if I give you an example of a coach, let's think of that coach and they are doing masterclass, and somebody told them that the more masterclasses you do and the more you do it every day, or the more you do it all the time, you're gonna receive more, you're gonna have more success, or you're gonna have more clients, or you're going to have more impact. But that coach is exhausted. When they're doing the masterclass, they're like, I just feel so heavy. I just want to get over and done with. It's another chore. It's like going back to school. When the person who shows up to their masterclass, even if they show up, right? So if you're wondering why a lot of people are showing up as your potential clients, that could be one of the reasons, that you're exhausted, that you're not in that zone. But if people show up and that coach is not excited, they're not inspired, they're not feeling that they're not feeling out of the world, they're not feeling like they want to take over the world, then people will feel their energy. And just by doing more, they won't have the result. But what if you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to do a masterclass and I'm going to make it a masterpiece because it's a masterclass. I'm going to come from the place that is the great, it's my body of work. That's what I create. That's what I deliver. And it's the greatest thing on the planet. And then I come from that energy, right? That this is the one. This is the one, right? If you take another example, let's say there is a person who keeps on going on dates and they think the more dates they go on, the more chances they have to land a partner. But what if instead of trying to go more and do more, they be more? And they shift their identity and they become the best version of themselves and they start to see themselves differently. They might go on one date and that's the one. So the belief that you really want to change for this kind of energy is the more you rest, the more you make. And I love this belief. The more you rest, the more you make. Because when you're resting, and I can give you the logical explanation, you have more time to receive the guidance. If you're working too hard, your mind is so occupied constantly that even when you're receiving the downloads and guidance from universal intelligence, you're not available, you're engaged, you're busy, you're too blocked, right? With the focus on doing more, doing more. And also, when you're relaxing, you're in your creative energy. When you're relaxing, you can think outside the box. You may not see those things when you are doing too much because you're so constricted and you're so in the working mode. And also, actually doing more is not even really productive. It's your for your nervous system to feel safe, because when you are not feeling safe, when you're feeling like, oh, I should have been there, I should have done this, or something contrast happened and you say, you know what, I should be working harder, actually that's a response and a coping mechanism for feeling not safe. So if you feel like you're in a survival mode, if you feel like you are not feeling safe with the life you have, you're not feeling content and happy and relaxed, then anytime we have this feeling of unsafety, what is the thing we do? We move. So when in the olden times, when the lion was chasing us, we were people in the caves were running, they were moving. So the feeling associated with safety is run. So when you're doing more, that's your coping mechanism to run, to move. So doing more is a coping response of lack of safety with where you are, with your life, with your circumstances, and your nervous system wants to feel safe. It wants to control, and you are trying to control too much when you are actually doing more from the fight, flight, or freeze. That's not even the right frequency. That's coming from the dopamine hit. I think I should be doing more. It's not working what I'm doing. And then you miss the creative intelligence, the downloads, the ideas, the inspired things that can help you take you there in the very easy way. So when you have this feeling, I'm not doing enough, instead of trying to fix the situation or do more, lean back, disconnect, and go and spend time with yourself. Go in the nature, go and connect back to your vision, nurture the belief, and then come back with the inspired state. So instead of doing more, the secret sauce is being more. And when I started to be more, I received my annual income in a weekend, and crazy things start to happen, which you cannot even logically understand on paper. Those kind of things that happen. So when you be more, you unlock the magic. When you do more, you unlock exhaustion.